Hello again, and welcome to Moodle for Everyone. I'm Dr. Edward Bethel, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can make rubrics for grading assignments. And before we actually make one, I'm going to show you what one actually looks like. So let's go back to this existing course, and this is if I click on the assignment, submit your spreadsheet here, this is what it looks like. But if I go and I switch to the student role, you'll see that the student actually sees a grading rubric that appears along with the assignment. So it's really clear on what the criteria and the point value is for each of these assignments, and the point values are specifically broken down into one or two or three or whatever. However, and each criterion is each point value is clearly described. So that's what rubrics are all about. And you'll see that the student will see that when they are building their assignment. And if I return to my normal role and I look to see what it looks like when I'm grading, what I'll see is I can actually see the student's work, and I can see the rubric that will allow me to grade that student's assignment. So I see the spreadsheet here, I can download it and check it out, and then I can see the rubric here. Now note that the rubric is going to be down at the bottom to the right. You can always see it in a much larger perspective by just clicking on the diagonal arrows. And how it works is that once you have opened up the rubric, all you need to do is just for each criterion, select the level of performance that the student has exhibited in that assignment, and it will automatically award the point value for that assignment. So I could switch this, note that this is the one that was originally graded. I could switch it to 1, and switch that one to 0, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what would happen is that those scores would automatically be totaled and saved to the grade sheet. I'm not going to save this because I don't want to mess up my grade sheet. That's just how the rubrics would work. Let me return to this without saving. That's how the rubrics work if you set the rubrics up for grading. So how do you actually create these yourselves? Well, I'm going to go back to the assignment that we've been using, this week 1 assignment, your experience with the power of yet. And I'm going to click into it. And we had set up a marking guide for it. And note that if we went into it and went into the student role and looked at that assignment from the role of a student, you will actually see the marking guide down at the bottom. And so this was the marking guide that we had set up in the earlier video. I'm going to return to my normal role, and I'm going to go back in and I'm going to edit that assignment again, but this time I'm going to change marking guide to rubric, and I'll show you how you can set that rubric up yourself. So scroll down. Well, the first thing that I'm going to do actually is I'm going to switch grade. I'm going to just make this grade out of 5. That's going to be easier for creating a rubric. I'm going to switch from marking guide to rubric, and then I'm going to click save and display. And it should give me a message saying that my rubric has not been set up yet. Yep, there we go. So I'm going to say define new grading forms from scratch. And this is the screen that you should see. And I'm going to call this assignment 1 rubric. I'm not going to put a description in because it should be fairly self-explanatory. And within the rubric, again, you will enter criterion, but in this case, now you're going to enter the performances that you will see for each point value assigned to that criterion. So the total points are 5. I'm going to let it be 2, 2, and 1, just because I don't want to have to type in all of these different criterions. So the first criterion is going to be grammar and spelling. And so for the first edit level, I'm going to put greater than 4 errors, 0 points. And then for the next level is 4 or fewer errors, and they get 1 point. And I'm going to remove this one so that there are only 2 levels. They either get 1 point or 0 points for that criterion. And then we're going to add another criterion. Second criterion, it's going to be the same as before, that they were use of language. So at the highest level, use of language was, what do we say? Variety, sentence, variety, appropriate paragraphing, and oh,